Hi, I'm Kevin,
And I'm Amanda.
and we are serving up
All that jam.
All That Jam, Quick Hit. Christopher Michetti on RAQ and PHISH.
right. When you were running around with RAQ in the early days, did you ever dream of hitting something like that,
Oh
playing
my God.
stadiums?
We actually we had the four of us and our manager at that time. We our manager printed out pictures of Madison Square Garden, and we each signed them, and we had it up. It was our, what do they call that, like visual board or something board,
Vision board,
vision
vision
board,
board, yeah,
vision
vision
board.
board. Yep.
We had them up, and until it's a lot, and there was a lot of pressure, I feel like, but that never, it's probably not going to happen. It's
Right,
probably not going to happen unless you know someone who can get us into
right.
Madison Square
There
Garden.
you
But
go.
we're old.
Well, I mean, it's crazy. You went from backyards in one year to High Sierra, then Bonnaroo. I mean, you were on a trajectory there.
Yeah, we were, and yeah, man, that was a crazy time. It really was. I think. Okay, looking back on it now, the past year, I mean, I got to imagine there's, out of the thousands of people who listen to your podcast, there's probably two that know the story of RAQ. So, uh, but we hadn't played in probably, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years since about a year ago. We played in Massachusetts, Pembroke, Massachusetts, at Soundcheck Studios, which is really cool. The guy Tom Papp, who runs the place, I'm going to go back. I'll go back to about a year and a half ago. Jay Berwick, who plays bass for RAQ, he was at my house here in Florida. As people do when they get older, they come down to Florida to hang out. And he was down here. I'm making fun of myself, but he was down here, and we were like, you start talking about the good times and music and stuff, and I always play. I just love to do it. It's like a meditation, if you will. I mean, literally have a guitar right here, rocking. And we're like, dude, we should play. And he had just talked to Stoops. I think maybe they played a gig together up in Vermont. And he's like, dude, everyone wants to play. And I was like, fuck, how do we make this happen? And then it was like, well, we should do it. And then we FaceTime Todd, and we're all like, wow, we should do it. Like, how do we do it? And then I think the next day he was on my couch. We were watching football, and Tom from Soundcheck Studios just Facebook messaged me like, would you have ever any interest in play? And we were like, oh my God, let's go. And then it was like this incredible buildup to play these shows. And we all got together, and we just reflected, and yeah, we were kind of thrown into the gauntlet back in the day, like really kind of like thrown out there. And I don't know if the time was different, but RAQ as a band, um, I and now, like, I mean, again, I love music and play a lot. We all do. And it's like, we go back to these tunes and we're like, man, these tunes fucking kick ass. Certainly there are some dumb things in some of the songs, but they're awesome. And we treat them now kind of like we just played at Peach Fest, and we almost treat them now like they're standards. Like in the RAQ catalog, it's standards, which is like, kind of like a jazz. When you play jazz music, it's like, oh, we're playing stands. We're going to play Donnelly. We're going to play All the Things You Are. Everyone knows these things. The only people who know them are us, but we treat them like everybody knows these. So then we'll take them and we'll put them in a different direction, or we'll take them out, or we'll just improvise over them. The highlight is the improvisation, and the standard is the verse, chorus, verse, bridge.
Mhm.
But back then, right off the gate, we were from Vermont. We were a quartet. We were all very good looking, and people were like, "Oh, you're the PHISH band. You guys are just trying to do PHISH," and we wrestled with that. Unfortunately, it wasn't a positive. Like, I think maybe I'm not in a young band now, but I think maybe these days, if you were to say they're like PHISH, you may actually get like people who are into it and acceptance of it, and it really messed with us a little bit. And
PHISH at that time, they had reached the peak, broke up, got back together,
Mm-hmm.
and Trey, for lack of a better terms, was out there. He just was not together, and I think it
Yeah,
was a
it's a shame.
confluence of things. People like I've heard bands would get a bad rap like a Living Earth or Solar Circus that they were trying to be the Grateful Dead way
Right.
back. I mean, I think that always happened.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. And there's negatives and positives, and the real negative, whether or not people, fans or the scene, if you will, thought it was a negative. I think that we took it as a negative and we shunned it, and I think in doing so we kind of like lost we lost touch of like who what are we doing, like, and now, I mean, now we don't care on so many different levels. It's literally like playing that Peach Music Fest this past weekend. What a fucking blessing that was! Like, it really was. Like, I love doing it, and I mean, there's just nothing cooler than being with your buddies and plugging into a kick-ass Meyer sound system and just like, whoa, and we all listened back to it. Somebody recorded it from the audience. It's up on YouTube. I'm like, is this the best we've ever sounded? Like, kind of. Yeah. I mean, sure, we could always play better, but this is like, we're all just chilling. Like, let it happen. Who gives a shit?
If you are enjoying All That Jam, please like and subscribe to our social media channels at All That Jam Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, or visit our website, allthatjampod.com. Make sure to sign up for our email list and tune in every week for new episodes.
Also, look for full interviews on our YouTube channel. And remember, stay beautiful, but don't stay underground too long.